New name fi informer, Mr. Palmer. Grudge me fi me X5, so me sing the psalms. That's chop with me armor, clip longer than banana. Boy, come past the corner, gunshot ring in your ears like llama.
None of them pussy there can't call Mr. Palmer informer, send him to the bomber. This cartel ya go get murder like your father. Real life war no rather, me never kill a barber. But if I so rise the llama, be a bad man named Palmer.
In the history of dancehall, few rivalries ever reached the intensity, the influence, and the global cultural impact of a Vybz Kartel versus Mavado. This just wasn't a lyrical warfare, it was a movement. A split in the culture, one divide in the streets, and one rivalry will shape one entire generation of dancehall fans, dancehall artists, and even the sound of dancehall music itself. Today, I'm going to break down why this feud changed everything in a dancehall and how these two artists from the heart of the garrison became the blueprint of modern dancehall.
Yo, one of these here dancehall, Lincoln Terrage Records. One of the talk I turn in dancehall, Lincoln Terrage Records. Your entourage, the meeting I eat from man, your ruggedness.
Bless up, and welcome back to Entourage Records. If you are new via here, please consider subscribing. Turn on your post notification bell so whenever I make a new upload, you can be the first to be notified. In the early 2000s, Vybz Kartel was already feared as the pen of the industry. Ghostwriting for giants, clashing on stage, and delivering surgical lyrics nobody could match. Because it was said at the time, Vybz Kartel was writing for Bounty Killer. In fact, the one of his first song where field manager tell him, say, you can't do that song there. A Bounty Killer needs to do the song. But Kartel brought high IQ wordplay, teacher-level storytelling, sharp dissecting clash energy, and a rebellious intellectual badman persona. He wasn't just an artist, he was a movement of ideas. Mavado was like the Gully Messiah. He was the voice the streets immediately felt. A sound that was pain, struggle, and hunger wrapped in some sweet melody. His music was emotional. It was also anthemic. It was garrison rooted and built for people who needed a hero. When Mavado said, "Where them a do," the streets said it with him. Two different energies, two unstoppable forces, but they were also heading for a collision. The birth of the Gaza versus Gully wasn't just a regular clash. This was a rivalry that escaped music and spread like wildfire across schools. It spread across communities, also parties, and even in homes. People weren't just fans, they joined sides. Gaza became the home of rebellion, futuristic dancehall, controversial brilliance, and also style, shock value, bleaching culture, and lyrical experimentation. The Gully became the voice of survival, street gospel, pain music, real life storytelling. This feud gave young Jamaicans an identity. Kids were writing Gully and Gaza on school benches. Friend groups split, clubs turned into battlegrounds of energy. For the first time in dancehall, fandom became tribal. This was like PNP and JLP of the 1980s. This level of loyalty and division was unprecedented. This feud between Vybz Kartel and Mavado revolutionized dancehall. For one, it changed the sound of dancehall. Producers started tailoring rhythms to match the war. Darker bass lines, we got aggressive drum patterns, haunting melodies, faster, sharper deliveries. Music began to reflect the tension in the ear. Two, it created the first real dancehall internet era. Remember when Vybz Kartel said, watch it on YouTube and all these things. That's when enough people started to tune in to online to see exactly Wagwan with a clash. Gully versus Gaza became the first dancehall rivalry to go digital. Facebook wars, YouTube comments, early dancehall blogs, mixtape culture, BlackBerry Messenger debates, fan pages, and party pages. It wasn't like now where it gone, but it had started it. There's many people online. I can say there are a handful of dancehall vloggers. You could have found the things on the Facebook or the YouTube comment. The feud trained a whole generation to consume dancehall online. 3, it made clashing mainstream again. Every school lunchtime, you know back from when we had do it, from back in the day, when we had clash against each other, the lunchtime thing. So it all started again where somebody had clash. Kids wrote their own diss songs. Sound system reloaded old Kartel versus Mavado dubplates. 4, this had changed fashion and street identity. The youth copied everything. Kartel swagger, Mavado's gangster attire, the bleaching, the mohawks, jeans, Clarks, Vybz Kartel badman swag, and also Gully's rugged streetwear look. Dancehall aesthetic literally shifted. And also 5, it created 2 of the most loyal fan bases in Jamaican history at the time. I mean, I make note of it at the time because we have other loyal fan base were found up. But to this day, Gaza fans are still cult, Gully fans are still cult. No other fan base had went through what Gaza and Gully went through back in Jamaica. Not even close. There were a few moments that defined this era, especially, I would say, the Sting aftermath. Kartel's performance style evolved. Mavado sharpened his pen, clashes got deeper, music got more intense, and we had these songs like Last Man Standing, What Am I Do? Empire Forever, Stola, No Bleach with Cream, Don't Run, Top Shatters Now Miss. These tracks became generational anthems. The feud made dancehall global again. Promoters overseas started booking more Jamaican artists. Gully and Gaza fans migrated the war into other countries. The diaspora was invested. But with all that was going on, we had a lot of infighting, especially in Jamaica, where the government called in Vado and Vybz Kartel once, and it didn't work. The government had to call them in one more time to advise them, to tell them it was getting too bad. People was fighting and people was hurting each other over the whole Gaza and Gully movement. So both artists went under pressure from government and media, and the feud cooled. A symbolic peace meeting was held, but by then the impact was cemented. Kartel got incarcerated, then Mavado moved overseas, but the legacy of the rivalry lived on. It raised some of the biggest names today, like Alkaline, Jamil, Popcorn, Squash, Tamale, Governor, Massacre, Kanekla, and Skeng. Everyone who came after had to pick a lane or draw from the blueprint. Kartel and Mavado made the DNA of modern dancehall, and the Gully Gaza feud actually shaped dancehall. I would say it shaped a generation of artists, because it wasn't just music, it was identity, it was emotion, it was belonging, like which side you belong to, which side you pick. A movement you had to choose a side in. Gully versus Gaza gave the youth a voice, a tribe, a sense of belonging, a cultural language, a new musical standard, a front row seat to dancehall history. And it taught them when two powerful artists clash, the entire culture evolves. Kartel versus Mavado didn't just divide the generation, it defined it, because it has said, these are what our people do. These are our kind of people. They will fight for what they believe in. If them say A, I just A, you cannot convince them that easy, say a B. So if anybody been through the Gaza Gully era, you've been through one of the greatest eras of dancehall. The music, the intensity, the competition, the breaking up of friendship because of this. Artists and producers fall out because of this. To be specific, Vybz Kartel and Steven the Genius had fallen out at one point, where he stopped doing clash songs. He stopped doing music with Steven. It was a time where dancehall went to a place where probably it didn't realize it was a transition they were going through. But the transition also helped many artists today. The transition defined and also gave us a mark in terms of artists clashing, how artists clash, how clashes can carry artists to a certain pinnacle. I mean, we had the Bounty Killer Beenie Man, but the Gaza Gully took it to a totally different level. You guys are subscribers. Want to tell me, want to think, want to tell me who remember and what was your experience in this Gaza Gully war. We've come to the end of another video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, those who have done so as yet. Also, please turn on your post notification bells. Whenever I make a new upload, you can be the first to be notified. Peace out, bless up. I'll definitely catch you in the next one.